Hey everyone, I'm Mike Prue from Hill Holiday and co-author of Social TV. I am with Adam Cahan, who is the co-founder and CEO of IntoNow, and we've just been talking about the book and wanted to ask him a few more questions to give you guys a preview. So thanks, Adam, for chatting with me.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Listen, I wanted to just give everyone a quick context as to how you see IntoNow fitting in the general television landscape.
Okay. I mean, for us, we are really excited about devices and sort of how devices are fundamentally changing consumer behaviors. We view ourselves as a companion product to TV that actually helps surface all of the social elements that were there already. We're just providing a platform for people to be able to easily do that. What we also give both users and also potentially advertisers is a way to actually activate and engage with audiences well beyond just the sort of one-to-many of TV.
You guys recently acquired by Yahoo. How would you say that now having been acquired by them is really affecting the vision and strategy and really enhancing IntoNow as a product?
Yep. Well, so what's interesting is it's a great fit in a lot of different directions. So the first piece is if you step back and you listen to folks talk about where Yahoo is and where we're headed, you know, Yahoo as a premier digital media company. A lot of the strategy and a lot of the thinking is around how do we create really large-scale events, also things like tentpoles and anchors is kind of the discussion more broadly. Those pieces are actually very much akin to TV, right? All of them are mass reach, mass kind of engagement phenomenon. For us, that fits really nicely because now we're going to market and saying we have an opportunity from a companion experience, an online experience to really drive audiences and surround them around these events. Separately, from a go-to-market perspective, I mean, so when we were acquired, there were 7 of us. We actually didn't have a go-to-market, and so now we have a sales team that's actually out engaged with advertisers and talking and surfacing opportunities for us that frankly we would never have done, so that's also a benefit. And the final one is if you think about the competitive landscape, of which we don't believe we have any competitors, we would tell you it's actually quite interesting that we have all of these different assets. So if you think about what Yahoo can bring to bear in terms of online audience, what we can bring to bear in terms of second screen audience, and bringing those pieces together, you can actually offer something both to advertisers and users that's pretty unique.
Interesting to hear you say you don't believe necessarily that you have competitors, but there certainly are products out there and solutions that do things that at least and components are similar to what IntoNow does. So, you know, given that, how would you say that you are very much differentiated?
Yeah, I was kind of being a little snarky. No, honestly, for me, competition is one of those things where you have to be very careful about who you define as your competition, especially as an early stage company. When you determine who that competitive set is, you start to emulate certain things. So for us, we're very focused on really white space in the sense that we don't think anybody is really truly successful yet in the matter of how do we actually engage with audiences on a second screen. What's happening in these devices is really so fundamentally changing that products are evolving that none of us could have even fathomed, right? The fact that there is a GPS, the fact that there is sound, the fact that there is all of these different inputs, we're innovating in that space. So for us, ultimately, there's a few things that make us pretty distinctive, we think. One is our ability to identify live TV. That's obviously a cornerstone of what we do, and the reason why that's so important is what we are trying to engage with audiences is to say, look, anything you're into, you should be able to tag on TV. We don't want that cognitive load of, well, this show is enabled, but that show's not. It's tag it, it's there, you can express yourself around it, you can share that you're watching with your friends, you can ultimately say, hey, I'm into this show right now. So I think that's our biggest differentiator. What I would tell you is, honestly, this entire game, if you will, or this industry around companion products is very early. I mean, we are only just now really seeing the impact. We think when platforms like the tablet or your smartphones are disruptive like this, there will be new products that emerge. That's really what we're focused on. Things, again, that I don't think any of us are really kind of expressing quite yet. That's where we're focused.
And finally, as an advertiser, the game has gotten really complicated in the world of television. You know, what would you say is your best advice for them and just helping them navigate the changing and evolving landscape?
Yep. So we think about it in pretty simple terms, which is there is the activate the audience, how do you actually activate the audience, how do you engage the audience, and how do you socialize that element. So for us, the engaging and the socializing is part of our platform and our product. The activation is the piece that we have to focus on together, which is what is the compelling call to action? Why, as a user, am I actually going to lean forward and do this? And sure, it could be, embracing offers and other things of that nature, but this is where I think the combination of Yahoo and IntoNow becomes interesting, which is we have the ability to get the word out there, to tell people, hey, you can do this, and here's something really rewarding for doing it. And frankly, those rewards don't even need to be tangible goods. If you tag a commercial and an MP3 shows up in your device, that's pretty cool. I mean, you're just transcended two different screens and you brought me a very personal experience. That's the kind of magic that we're after, and how do we do that in big scalable ways? So an interesting point of view is we actually turn down advertising. So there's often we are approached with kind of a standard, hey, we want to put banners in the app, and we want to do that, and we're just not there yet, right? For us, it's still about finding ways that advertising and audience coexist and actually add value to one another. And, as an example, what we did with Pepsi we thought was pretty interesting. It was the first time they've ever done free product. It was the first time that anyone's ever been able to generate a coupon within a device that's unique. So that's just an example. There's many more ways to do this.
It's going to be interesting to see how all of this turns out. There's a little preview. You can find a whole lot more in Social TV, the book, which comes out in February of 2012, but is available for pre-order next month. For more information, you can go to socialtvbook.tv.